All right. Got that figured out.
All right, give Lucas 1 second, and then we're good to go.
Hey, Lucas, tell me when you're ready.
Can't hear you, man. His dad's in the room.
Okay, go.
Like the
I
band?
remember band.
Yes, we all made the same joke. Congrats.
And that's the gist of the Oi podcast. Welcome to the Oi podcast.
Toothbrush screaming. Toothpaste everywhere. I forgot how to brush my
keeps
teeth.
happening.
Toothpaste.
Oh, God.
Funny story. Sorry, I couldn't go another episode with fake telling that story again. It's too much.
Yeah, for those of you that didn't tune into the toothpaste episode of the podcast, we recommend going and listening to it because we talk about toothpaste way too much. And Donnie tells for a few weeks was it 4 weeks? No,
it was 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Row.
Yeah, 3 weeks in a row. The toothpaste story. Oh yeah, because this is.
To be fair, there was a long time between recording the first and second episodes.
Yeah, we didn't realize we did it for the first two.
Yeah, and then they were like, "Hey, Donnie, you should do this for the second episode." And then I was like, "I can't do this anymore. It's eating me alive."
Well, no. You did record. You did say.
Well, no, I did, but I was just saying after that, like I was just.
But I didn't like
eating
it.
Me alive. Yep.
It physically hurt.
Because Mama didn't raise no bitch.
Yeah, we've uploaded 2.
Violent.
Yeah.
Number 3 technically goes out tomorrow. Yeah.
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 So with that being said, who's the producer for this season?
It's me.
Who did we get to produce for season 4?
It's Lucas.
Me.
Lucas.
We get
No
to
way.
John.
Yes.
John Dark.
John Lucas. Yes. It's me, guys. We're gonna produce. What do you do?
John Lucas. Is that what you just said?
John Lucas Dark Souls.
Hey guys, it's me, John Lucas.
John.
Who lives at and then lists his address.
Hey guys, it's me, Michael's social security number. That's my one defining trait, having a social security number. It's my special power, having my credit card information.
That's not very special.
Special move.
Special move. She took
Yeah, your special move isn't knowing
That's
everyone
my
else's.
Wi-Fi password. Shut up.
Oh god.
What's
That
your
is my
Wi-Fi
Wi-Fi password.
Well,
4
as long as
words
we
all
don't know the
uppercase?
Wi-Fi name.
What?
4 words all uppercase? Or is it all lowercase?
It's all lowercase, all one word. It's she took the kids.
It's P.
All
with an
one,
extra
all,
E.
yeah. No. I
Is it
mean,
weird?
no, you ever seen that Freddie W sketch? Or the rocket jump sketch, I should say.
Yeah.
It's called,
I think-
it's Wi-Fi password, and the password is one word, all lowercase. And then they just have a 3-minute argument about how to type it in. And it's literally just, it's so stupid. It's really dumb. You gotta watch
But
it.
it's funny because
Go
Freddie
look it up.
Wong's a funny guy.
It's actually,
Anyway.
he does not, I don't think he's even in it. It's his
Oh.
little brother that's the main guy, though.
Jimmy
Wong, yeah. You remember VGHS?
Yeah, when
was
they
good.
were brothers in real life, but dad and son in not real life.
Yeah.
That still makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's a little
Like,
weird.
They in real life they look like they could be dad and son.
But
And
honestly, I still love how Freddie Wong he just seems like such a dad in that show. The way
Yeah.
just the way he is, just because
well,
It's
it's
just
like
who
son,
he is.
You disappoint me.
well, yeah, it's like BJ Novak in The Office. Like BJ Novak's one of the lead writers in was one of the lead writers in The Office, but he just wrote himself in as the most dickhead of a
Yeah.
character, and so Freddie
really
did the same
is.
thing. He was one of the writers and directors.
Just because he could.
Yeah, just because he was
Also,
like, well,
he's the rhythm teacher, which is great because he was literally a Guitar Hero world champion in 2000.
2007. 2007 Guitar Hero World Champion.
It's so stupid. I love it.
Imagine peaking in 2007 by playing Guitar Hero, except he didn't peak in 2007 at all. That man's still hilarious.
He's good. They don't.
Yeah,
they don't
Rocket
put
Jump
out,
doesn't do a whole lot anymore.
They just.
They have
put
that
out,
show with ProZD.
Yeah, they just put out the second season of what is it, Anime Cops or something?
No, yeah.
Anime Crime Department, I think is what it's
I
called.
need
Yeah.
to watch it. I've heard
I
it's
watched
good.
I watched the first season it's only like a few episodes, so it didn't take very long. And I was like, that's really good. I hope they make more, but I didn't know any information about if they were making more, and they hadn't uploaded anything to their channel in like 8 months. So I was worried.
Do people still just bombard their comments with Video Game University? VGHS 2? What happened to Brian D? Did Jenny and Brian have kids? The truth come out.
Didn't
Does Bruno
it
Mars?
wrapped up pretty okay? Didn't
They
it?
wrapped it up really okay, but people
Yeah.
are just weird on the internet and
Well,
don't
yeah,
let
obviously
things
they
go.
want more, but
They did. I think it was just like people just liked the characters too much to see it gone after 3, because the seasons weren't all that long.
But a lot happened in those
Yeah.
seasons.
And because I think it was one of those things where the show is still short enough where it was like in its prime. It's not like The Office where the last couple seasons were just terrible because they
Okay, I'm not the
kept
only one that,
milking it.
that I
they were
couldn't finish.
they were
because of that.
they were good. They were
My-
okay.
okay,
They were
well,
not
I
as
think
good
it-
as the first few.
Yeah,
That's for
compared
damn
to the
That's a better
first
way.
few seasons, it's kind of hard to.
They're good in terms of how they wrap up the story. Like, the
Yeah.
last episode of The Office is the best culmination episode I've ever seen, except for the fact that Steve Carell does not play a big enough role in it. That's my only gripe with it. Is it's just like, hey, this guy's here. Remember when he was on the show?
Remember the face of the show?
Yeah, see, I was both happy and sad when.
Not gonna lie, the
when
first time I
Michael
saw that
Scott left.
episode, no, I was pretty sad when Dwight's final line. That made me tear up a little bit.
Yeah, I haven't seen that last episode yet.
Oh,
'cause I'm like-
guys.
I'm like at the beginning of the season, but I don't really care.
I should finish it.
Okay,
Anyways,
I'm not
what's
gonna
up,
spoil
Max?
it
Do you
because
guys remember? Okay, to bring it back off of The Office and back to VGHS. Remember
Wow,
how
VHS,
the
what are you from the
the-
The
90s?
movie.
remember how the two main characters were married in real life?
they got divorced.
They got
Yeah, they're not-
divorced.
yeah, they've been divorced for forever.
That's so sad.
I never watched it. I'm just kind of listening to you guys.
Oh, you should watch it,
I
Lucas.
should. You've
It's
mentioned it a handful of
You can
times.
bang
One
it
or
out
two.
in
a
like 2
day.
days.
I
Yeah,
watched
no,
the first 2 seasons in a day
Yeah.
when I discovered them. on
I remember
Netflix.
when we were in Max and I were doing a sleepover once. We were playing video games all night with a couple other friends.
As
and we
gamers
just,
would.
when instead of
Yeah.
like going to bed, we put on VGHS the movie on Netflix.
Which,
Oh, yeah,
for
yeah.
those of you who
And
don't
ended up
know,
watching
it's
that,
just
like,
the
all
first season, but instead of episodes, it's just one big movie.
Yeah, and there's just no cuts, basically.
Yeah, they're just
I like that.
yeah. Anyway, so let's look at what we've got for topics of this
What
week.
have we got for topics?
So
Thinking.
I said I put in stand-up comedy as a one-man podcast to remind me of this tweet I saw, and it basically just said that it's like really good stand-up comedy is just a one-man podcast, which I thought would be a funny, cool thing to guess because I like stand-up comedy a lot and I write jokes. They're not good, but I write them. What about you, Lucas? Do you like jokes?
What have I got? Oh yes, haha. Funny,
Wow.
big fun-noted.
That was a good joke. That was good.
Thank you all for coming.
I thought it was really cool and it's interesting, and like, I don't know where I was gonna go with it. I just really liked it.
So what was the joke? I think my internet.
It was.
cut out.
That's how much it meant to me.
It wasn't a joke. It was just a tweet that said like, "Good stand-up comedy is basically just a one-man podcast."
That makes sense.
mean,
Well, honestly,
yeah.
God,
Chris D'Elia does. He has a podcast.
I
It's
wish-
literally just him sitting on a chair.
I wish I could do stand-up comedy. Honest to God, I love making jokes and making banter, but I don't know how to make up jokes on the fly. I'm relatively good at storytelling and just kind of going.
No, honestly,
like-
you just need to offend the same people that are in the crowd. That's pretty much what stand-up comedians do now.
Yeah, remember when that?
It's like
I'll
when
give you
Eddie.
examples.
And I got one with Eddie Murphy. His 1983 special Delirious that was on Netflix. So these are his words, not mine. But he gets up on because there's gonna be some good shit about to be said. He gets up on stage and he's wearing this like tight leather pants. They're red. He's like, he's like, one thing I gotta worry about when I'm up here on stage, and like the reason I'm keeping moving all the time is like I got all these faggots these days staring at my ass. He's like, and I don't know where the faggot section is every time, so like I gotta keep moving. And like the way I can tell where the faggots are, like mind you, he says faggots a lot in this.
I
Hip-hop.
can assume.
And he goes,
No,
he goes,
I know what you're talking about.
yeah, and he goes, it's like, the reason I can tell is because my ass starts getting hot, like, like they're staring at it too much, and like, and he's like, it was really funny, but at the same time, I'm like, wow, I forgot there was a time where like being gay was a new thing,
And like the
know?
punchline of so many things.
Yeah. And then he talks about how he's afraid that he's gonna go to Hollywood one day and Mr. T's gonna be gay and ask him to fuck him in the ass.
Oh.
Yeah, he's like, he literally is like, I'm afraid that I'm gonna go to Hollywood and Mr. T's gonna be like, now listen here, boy, I'm gonna bend over, you're gonna fuck me in the ass.
Why Mr. T?
I don't know.
I think
That
he's
man
a
gives off an aura.
Quick, can we get a bunch of people to tweet him and ask if he has a Mr. T fetish?
Oh shit, I should tweet at him to sponsor this podcast. I've already tweeted at Soldier Boy.
I know, I saw that.
And Norm Kelly.
We're gonna have a wide variety of different.
I'm trying. I'm
kinds
using
of
Twitter
audience.
and I currently use Tinder to promote this podcast, guys.
Yes, of course. Girls that don't like you are gonna.
Hey, they match with me.
Yeah, but they don't like you after you say "or" and then link the podcast when they say "down the phone." They go, "Ooh, I was getting horny, but now I think I'm gonna sit in a chair for 45 minutes." Yes, please.
Hey, there's a lot you could do in 45 minutes.
You can download it on Spotify and listen to it in the car.
That's true.
You could illegally download
You
it
could
off
stay
YouTube.
for 45
No,
minutes.
it's on Spotify.
Buy Spotify Premium, you cheap fuck!
Like Sonic, like
You wouldn't download a house.
Could you
Yeah, I
find?
would.
Could you find it on Spotify?
Yeah, I could.
Okay.
I
Okay.
couldn't till the other day. I searched when we first put it up and I couldn't, but now I can find it when I search.
Okay.
Oicast.
Good. I think the same thing must have happened to me. I just didn't do the second part.
So for
Because I did.
reference-
Yeah, we upload to Anchor, and then that puts it on. It submitted
Everything.
it to iTunes and a bunch of other things, and I wasn't sure if it was working or not. But on the website it says it was, but I couldn't find it on Spotify.
Yeah,
I think
it
we're
is
good.
now.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
I
good.
think it just went up a little while ago because I couldn't find it originally, but now it comes up. So
I think probably having a second episode helped,
yeah,
not just the one.
instead of just like us being some one-off thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
That's what I was kind of thinking. Like maybe it would show up more once we have like a few episodes.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
There'll be some correlation as opposed to just a handful of things. Yeah.
Yeah, and just to clear it up for anybody listening, this podcast literally has no point. It's just an excuse for us to guaranteed get together during
We're
the
gonna
week
s-
to
We're gonna
talk.
spit this shit for like a handful of years.
no,
Yeah.
no. It's actually just so we can monetize it and make money off 100 views.
We're
Off of
literally
our
we're not
personality.
making any money. If
We're
you'd
in
like
it
to
for the
sponsor
long
this
run.
podcast,
Yeah, this episode
Sure.
is sponsored to
Sponsored
by
to the by.
by
It do really be
salsa
like
stains
that.
on my mouse pad because I've never learned my lesson about eating salsa on my desk.
I've never spilled food on my desk
I don't
I
know
know.
how you can say that.
because I'm not.
You
stupid.
had to fuck up at some point.
You act surprised and you're like, yeah, no, I don't ever fucking do that. What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, but like, I just if I'm eating like soup or something, I won't bring it upstairs to my desk. Like, I only bring stuff that's not like spillable.
I mean,
Well,
yeah.
Like,
I mean,
I've
I'm
got
not.
crumbs on my
I'm
desk
not
every now-
freaking having my damn crock pot on my desk and making a freaking
Oh my
soup
God, that's a-
like chili.
That's a great idea.
Lasagna gamer.
On my desk.
What I'm but like, you just spill stuff. You never spilled a drink, not once.
I don't spill
Never.
drinks on my desk because I'm
No, I've
not.
never spilled a
an
drink. I mean,
idiot.
my drinks have sweat all over my desk.
I'm just
because
saying, you just
I've, like
anything.
I've put it down.
You
It's
got gamer
just gone
sweat.
over
You know?
my.
You just eat.
I made a
just
coaster
some
out
stuff
of
gets
color
somewhere.
swatches and duct tape because I'm too cheap to buy real coasters.
Oh, I gotta
You're
get
not
all that data off my hard drive so I can use it as a coaster.
You're not a perfect human, Andy.
Yeah, you're short.
Humans make
correct.
mistakes,
And
and mistakes that humans make are spilling stuff. So I disagree that you haven't spilled stuff.
I don't remember the last time
Yeah,
I
like
spilled
the
something on my
beans.
desk.
My mouse
Guys
is
eating
my
beans in
mouse
the
is
theater.
finally like pretty okay now.
After the soda incident of 2017.
Yeah. Is it 2017 or
It was late 2017 or early
Wait,
2018. I
so you
can't
didn't
remember.
get
Yeah.
a new you didn't get a new mouse?
I
No,
never
he
got a new
just-
mouse.
He just cleaned it.
I just
What is
cleaned it
this?
really good,
See,
and
I'm
then
not that
eventually
remember
it's
when-
just it's
If
fine
that
now.
happened, I'd like make that some excuse to get a new mouse.
What
for
was
some
this
reason.
story? I think I've heard of this, but you should tell
But
it.
yeah, I'll tell it
regardless.
anyway. Basically, we were just at my desk, and then somebody spilt Sprite right on my mouse, like directly onto it, and I was like, "Oh fuck!" So immediately I get like paper towels and stuff, and I'm cleaning it up as much as I can, and everything seemed fine. But then the next day, I went to use my mouse, and like I would click, and it would just like be mushy, and like I would have to press really hard for the click to register, and then it would like wouldn't come back up at all unless I like pull it back up. So I had to take all the screws out from the bottom of it, take it apart, and like really clean everything on the inside as much as I could because it had just like a little stickiness of Sprite, which is kind of
Oh,
annoying.
nice.
But it's like it's fine now, but it's missing one of the feet on the bottom because I had to take it off to get to the screws. So every once in a while, something will get like I never even find what it is, but like my mouse will just like not move smoothly, and then I'll have to like just like tap it on the side of my desk, and then whatever debris it is like falls out, and then it'll be fine. But it's like really annoying, especially if I'm like it's happened in the middle of stuff where like all of a sudden my mouse just starts like scraping, and I'm like, come on, oh, my mouse don't
Max,
work
why-
properly.
Yeah,
Max,
my
why were you
old
drinking
mouse used to do
Sprite?
that.
Because he wants to get sponsored by Sprite and have the drink.
No, when you could have been drinking the cool, refreshing taste of Mountain Dew Ice. Great lemon lime flavor. All the Mountain Dew power.
Cracks can
Because I like
gets
I like
controller.
because I like
All
Sprite.
right, Damon, let's get to work. Sorry, you were saying, Andy.
Great, I just wanted to do a fake sponsorship.
No, my old mouse did that too, and I mean I understand why they put the screws under the little pads, but I had to take my mouse apart to fix the button, and
Then they
every
don't
now and
stick
then
back on
my pads would
very
just
nicely.
kind of peel up. Yeah, I ended up using super glue to get the pads back on.
Yeah,
Um, So if it
I
breaks
would
again,
have,
I'm
but
not gonna open it.
I didn't have any super glue on hand at the time, and I have now since lost the little pad because it's freaking tiny. It's so small.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh,
But I lost it. So whatever. It still works. It's a workable mouse, and I don't. It's not like I play games as much as I used to.
Yeah, I'd say I noticed that. Because when I got my new mouse, I went from a Rockcat, and I was gonna get an MX Master, but a couple people told me not to because that was still when I played CS:GO last year, my first semester.
When you thought you were
Right
gonna have a
after I-
CS:GO team.
Right after I got my, don't talk about it. Right after I got my first my new mouse, I stopped playing. And like, I don't really care about wires normally, but like this year I have so much stuff for some of my classes, like so much paper. I would love to just have a wireless mouse that I could not worry about the cable on.
You didn't get an MX Master?
No, I got a so I have kind of weird requirements I want for a mouse. One
Just
of
real
the
quick,
things
an MX
is
Master, for those of you
side-scroll.
that aren't super fucking nerdy, it's just a wireless Logitech mouse.
But they're
But
really
it's
nice
like,
and really
but it's
highly
got
regarded.
a lot of
It's got
yeah, it's-
features and shit.
yeah, some like
got
one
two
of the
scroll
reasons I
wheels.
wanted to get it. Yeah, is the
Scroll
side
wheels.
scroll wheel.
You can scroll twice the scroll.
I only get mice that have side scrolling too, for like GIMP and stuff, because that's pretty useful to me.
Because you use Linux. That's
no,
the one. No. Have we mentioned that on here yet?
I don't think we have.
You're Linux.
because we don't have.
Andy
because
is
honestly,
Andy Linux.
because honestly, that's the thing. We don't have to like.
I'm not saying we do, but
Like,
we
you
mentioned
know?
you're short enough time.
No, no, no.
Andy
the
no,
goal
Bell
of this
Linux.
podcast is to have as many inside jokes that go over people's heads as possible.
That's true. I'm trying to come up with one in my head, but I can't think of one. So give me a bit, and I'll come up with one.
All right, we'll be back in 10. Thanks. Go grab your popcorn, go pee. Okay, we're back. Hey, guys, how
Wait,
you
wait, wait.
Pause this video for 10 minutes.
I think I told Max about this idea I want to do, but I want to do. There's a drum cover of a song I want to do, where in the middle there's like a 5-minute instrumental without the drums. I want to do a drum cover of it, and then in the 5 minutes, just get up and leave and come back with like a bowl of pasta and start eating
Oh yeah,
it.
you did tell me
It's
about
like-
that because it's like I didn't eat it on camera, but I did a
With your
video
pizza.
of me
You talked
performing
about it in the first episode or something.
composition
Oh, that was where you hit the
1960.
note, right? Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I literally play an F sharp power chord, and then sustain it for a half an hour with a pedal I have, and I literally walked away, ate my dinner, came back, and finished. It was good.
Back to mice though. I've had this mouse. It's made by the company Anker. You know, the one that makes all the batteries. It's a really comfortable mouse. I've had it since how many years now? Like 6 or 7 years. It's fucking old as shit.
Like what, 8th grade?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like 6. No, yeah, 6 years.
probably 6 years. Yeah.
6, 7 years. But I probably should have returned it, but at the same time, I was in 8th grade and didn't understand how the world worked. The bottom, where I'm supposed to put weights in, because I would like a slightly heavier mouse,
Stuck
doesn't
shut.
open on. Yeah, it's stuck shut. We've tried to get it open a million times, and it's just been like that.
Have you tried
Also, I've had this-
smashing it with a hammer?
No, because I don't want to break my mouse, Max.
I thought you said you wanted to open it and make it
using-
heavier.
Okay, solution: use a lighter to melt the plastic. Then you're not smashing it.
Or
use a,
what
use
I
a
do is
soldering iron.
I get a
Which iPhone?
needle to inject it full of quickcrete. You know, so it just quickly forms into concrete.
Now that's an
You
idea.
put Flex Seal over it.
Andy,
I
did you bring
sawed
your soldering iron to
It's
school?
Yes, I brought all my stuff to school.
I thought
Max,
you
we
remember
opened
trying.
up his receiver the other night to try and
Oh, yeah.
resolder in the VU meter.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, that was so cool.
Did that
Okay,
work?
So I think
gotta
no,
talk
for a
about
couple
this.
reasons. So I looked it up. So Donnie, after you left, I actually looked up the specs of it. I gotta pull it up again real quick. But so basically, yeah. So we were gonna put the phono input into
VU meter.
the VU meter, and
Which is actually a signal meter.
which is actually a signal meter for FM. Well, what I kind of didn't realize, I guess, or didn't think about, is that FM has a lot weaker of a signal than phono.
Yeah, we did that after we tested voltage.
So I looked it up, and I don't remember what it is, but it's like it moves at like I want to say like a 100,000th of an amp or something. It gets it to trigger. So putting phono in it would just blow it.
Yeah.
But it kind of sucks. So that kind of sucks.
So
So
you'd-
instead,
you'd
we
need-
looked on eBay.
You'd
for
need
VU
something to
meters.
like bring the.
I'd
amps-
have to put like a
amperage down.
ton of resistance in it. and-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, I think probably doable somehow.
Well, because that's the thing. That thing is so sensitive. When Donnie and I were playing with it after we put it back together, I noticed if I'm playing FM without any antennas plugged in, the signal for one of the channels was like halfway through the signal meter. If I touch the antenna screw with my finger,
Yeah.
it increased the signal by another like fourth of the meter.
It was crazy.
Like it's
Huh.
real sensitive. And like even if I even touch the metal of it with my hand when it's running, it also increases the signal.
For those of you who haven't picked up on it, we're a bunch of friggin' vintage stereo equipment nerds. And
I wouldn't say a
my-
bunch of.
Those
It's
three are. I
mostly-
know nothing
It's
about it.
mostly it's mostly the two.
Yeah, two of
Hey,
us.
Lucas has Roundabout by Yes. That makes him a
I
The
have
album is
fun
fragile.
news.
Okay, the album is fragile.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm sorry. I don't really know the album that
And
well.
freaking Donnie and Andy stole the 2 copies from the record store of freaking Heavy Weather, and I'm never gonna forgive either of you.
Fun
Okay,
fact,
we didn't
my
steal
version's
them. We
pretty
bought them.
scuffed.
Mine is in much better condition.
Yeah, we tried to play mine when I got my new speakers to test them out, and I honestly thought
Yeah,
my
that was
amp
bad.
wasn't. We thought my amp wasn't powerful enough for my speakers because they were like crackling, and we're like, "What is going on?"
And then we
So we put a new record on, and it was like crystal clear.
yeah, it was
My
bad.
version of Heavy Weather is bad.
Yeah. Speaking of vintage stereo equipment, the podcast with segues. So I've showed you guys the random shit. Like half my stereo equipment I've bought off Facebook Marketplace because you guys came with me to buy it because I didn't want to get mugged.
Yep.
But I just go on there randomly now to
Also,
see
it was a
what
fun
sort
road
of
trip.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
Had nothing better to do that day.
We should do it again this summer and just go buy like a bag of popsicles.
I wish I went. I was helping out my grandparents, who I love dearly, but you know.
Yeah, gotta love
Yeah,
them.
fucking grandparents. Just die
anyway,
already.
Do not talk shit about my abuelito. I will come over there on God.
Oh, it's funny because you're Mexican.
It's because I call her abuelita.
Okay.
There isn't a joke. Like there isn't. Oh, look, it's the taco. Like we call her pop. We call them Papa and abuelita.
Anyway, so I just go on Facebook Marketplace now after I bought. So I bought a turntable, a stereo receiver, a graphic equalizer, and a CD player, all for $100 off this guy, which is a great deal, and he was a great guy to deal business with.
Yeah, he's cool.
But anyway, I just go on there to see what sort of shit people are selling and giving away, and I am genuinely surprised at the level of like high quality free Hammond organs that I could get if I had a truck and room in my apartment for one.
Well, it's the same thing with the free section on Craigslist. If you ever want a piano, just go to the free section on Craigslist because it's literally just, please come to my house and move this for me. That's all it is because they're fucking heavy.
You know, I'm actually a little upset because I helped one of my neighbors with their computers because they got a new laptop. He was one of the subs at our school too. And he was getting rid of an old keyboard and he's like, you can just take it. I don't care. He's like, but like 3 of the keys are stuck down.
So you just turn it on, it just ding.
Well, no, but like they weren't activated. But like I don't know how to say, like they didn't play a note, but they didn't lift up, so you couldn't actually press them.
Yeah, I know what you're
talking about. I should have taken it and fixed it. I'm kind of mad I didn't because it was a nice one. It had a built-in MIDI controller too.
Yeah, you should have just taken it.
Dude, you can
But
make MIDI.
it was kind of big,
Dude,
so
you could make John Cena. My time is now MIDI.
Piano MIDI.
You're right.
No, yeah, I just like to see, and like if I, was not a full-time student right now and was actually working, I would buy so much crap off of Facebook Marketplace because people just have so many good speakers for sale on there, and I want more.
Yeah, there was a freaking beautiful Fender American-made P-Bass on Craigslist in I think it was in Manchester. And I was like, if I could freaking spend the $1,000 right now, I would fucking buy that thing in a heartbeat because like it was a cheap price for everything that it came with. It was like brand new and it was freaking pretty. But obviously I cannot drop that amount of money, but like I wanted it so bad.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
No.
It was cheap for what it was.
Snoop. Oh, sorry guys, we're gonna get copyrighted now because I was singing.
Ladies and gentlemen, special guest Snoop Dogg in the house.
Yo, what's up, folks? Shizwaz, this is my weed. Oh shit.
No, it's Snoop Dogg, not Big whatever. The
Custom
YouTube
Girl 420.
Custom Girl 420. It's like a horn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else do we got on tonight's agenda? Max,
oh,
you
yeah.
had a funny story from the other night. Speaking of Big Smoke.
Oh, speaking of Big Smoke, I was at a concert, smelled like weed, and that's our
They do.
transition.
As most concerts do.
Boy,
Yeah.
the transition with podcasts. So as I went to a Wolfpack concert.
And I still hate you for it.
Yeah, now by the time this is coming out, just about a week ago. No, 2 weeks ago.
4 days ago.
No, I mean.
Oh, by the time it's coming out.
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
3 months ago.
Yeah, back in 2012, I went to a
Back in the
Wolfpack
day.
concert. Yep. No.
A year after they formed. And
When you went to the concert eventually, stop making jokes.
Okay.
Okay.
So I went to a Wolfpack concert in Brooklyn. I drove down there with my sister to stay with another sister in her apartment, and it was nice. It was a great trip. But
See you next fall.
I'll kill you. You think I will?
Anyway,
Keep going.
so me and my sister, it's Joey Dosick had just gone off the stage. He was like opening, and I was sitting next to my sister, and we weren't even talking, and then we overhear someone behind us say they were from New Hampshire. And I like just like looked towards my sister, and we were both like, huh, what a coincidence that we're from New Hampshire and they're sitting right behind us. Like, that's so funny. And then the person next to them said, where in New Hampshire? To which she said, oh, I'm from Manchester. And then my sister like dry heaved. It was really fucking funny.
Like you could just smell the meth coming off of it.
For those of you who don't know, Manchester's a really dirty city in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
People refer to it as Manch Vegas. And
it's so good.
It's like the heroin epidemic center of New England.
No, Donnie, it's fentanyl now.
Oh shit! Sorry, the good
Go
stuff.
with the times, old man.
Literally, like
Boomer.
you know, like the picture of the Obamas where they're like not bad. Like we made like that face when she said she was from New Hampshire, and then as soon as she said she was from Manchester, Tori literally just goes, ugh! It was so fucking fun. She didn't make the noise, but like, you know what I look like.
She
I'm
might
sure
as
you can
well
picture.
have.
Yeah. It was
Actually,
fucking good.
so that kind of reminds me. We were watching BoJack Horseman today during dinner because we started watching that in my apartment.
Because we're all sad.
And yeah, we're on the episode where BoJack goes with I always forget her name. Is it Diane? I think it's
Diane, Asian Daria.
Diane Green.
Yeah,
Asian Daria.
And they go to her family in Boston.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And one of my one of my roommates goes, man, I can see this happening in Boston. I said, yeah, that's because it does happen in Boston.
Yeah.
I was like, this is so stupidly like accurate almost.
Yeah.
Like the hatred towards Derek Jeter the whole time.
Yup. Yeah, because they were gonna like beat the shit out of Derek Jeter or something for no reason other than the fact that he was Derek Jeter.
No, well, because they had their dad chummed and wanted him and wanted his chum to get thrown at Derek Jeter.
That's right. That's what they wanted to do
Yeah.
with their dad's desecrated body. By the way, guys, when I die, I want you to attach me to a bottle rocket and just send me to space.
Your whole body or your ashes?
Whole body.
I want just
That's
soda
a really
spraying
big
all over
bottle
my
rocket.
clothes.
Wait. Question. Can I make a video like people make on YouTube where I put you on a weather balloon and say, sends a body up to space with a camera, and when you come back down, we taste it to see if space did anything to it?
You know, wait.
It's not
no,
cannibalism,
Andy.
it's just a science experiment.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
it's like the
that's-
garlic
no.
bread video.
That could be like legal cannibalism though, because like cannibalism is legal. Like it's not legal. It's not illegal to eat a person.
Well, it
But
depends
it's
where
illegal.
it depends where the weather balloon lands, if it's legal or not.
Oh,
Okay,
true.
okay,
But
how
like
about
it's
this?
legal
I'll
to eat
lick him.
people. It's just illegal to do everything that usually goes up to eating a person, such as murdering them and desecrating their body.
No, but you're already dead.
Yeah, exactly. Like if I die of natural causes, then it's fine.
Just give me a little.
But what
give
if
me a
you're
little
murdered?
taste.
Like, not by us.
I mean, like it depends on how I get murdered, because I don't want you guys getting lead poisoning.
That's a good point.
Like,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah, no, thanks.
Oh
Thanks for
my
looking
God.
out.
Okay. Speaking of lead poisoning,
Speaking of guns,
How do you
Speaking
have
of
a
lead
transition
poisoning, I
for
started
lead
eating
poisoning?
chips off the wall.
No, I'll tell you. So outside, so I was waiting outside my physics class today. And there's a bunch because we were all waiting outside there, and
We were?
yes, because the teacher doesn't open the door like until right before the class starts, so no one gets like unfair advantages on like the test time wise. So like
Oh.
everyone in the class is sitting out there, and we were all talking about how old that building was. And one of the guys who never really like says too much, all of a sudden he says, or some other kid says, yeah, I bet the walls are probably paint. And the guy says, yeah, why don't you lick them and find out if they're sweet? It's lead. I don't know
oh my
why.
god!
I was just like, all right. That's a little too much
It's
for
like
me.
of the like 3 episodes I've seen of that Chris Rock show, Everybody Hates Chris. The one I saw was like about like lead paint chips, and that's why I always make jokes. He was like, growing up as kids, we used to snack on lead paint chips, and then it's like shows a clip of a kid peeling paint off the wall. He goes, tasty, and then he dies.
I always remember a bunch of ads for that show, and one of them was his mom just throws him out of like a 10-story building.
I
That
will
was
knock you into last week.
Yeah, and it was just
Oh,
beating
that
him,
one.
and I got more scared than like laughing. Like, oh god, he's actually dead because
Oh
he
wait, I
threw him
can't do
out of
Chris
like
Rock
4
impressions. You guys
floors.
are gonna have to call
It's a good show.
HR on me, like the second episode of The Office.
It's a good it's a
Oh,
good
you
ass
ever
show. dude.
noticed that there's a door tap?
Stanley. Oh my
You know what you sound like when you do that? You sound
Michael
like
Scott.
you
doing
sound
a
like old
really-
Donald Glover, like from
Yeah.
like Derek
Oh,
Comedy.
Yeah,
Oh,
from, like,
Hi everybody, I'm the
I am-
principal.
I'm the new kid.
Did you hear
I'm
about
Brian.
that kid Jerry? I heard he pooped his pants. What an idiot.
I'm the new kid, Brian. Did you get? I like to skateboard.
That video makes me cringe so much every time.
I
like
love
to
him so much.
I
So
wish he
good.
did more comedy
Derek,
stuff.
Derek Comedy is the funniest thing to me in the world.
Those
Those
videos are
sketches
such
are-
a classic. They're
And,
just
like, they
they're
only get
so
better with
timeless.
age.
Yeah.
They only get better.
Like don't jerk off to this. Like that was a
Yeah.
funny video like back then, but like now it's just better now. It just is.
Progression of the Mad Hatter, dude.
I love that one. I used to know like every line. Me, Alex, and Gridley used to freaking quote that all the time.
Also, yes, we know a person named Gridley.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's cool.
Just, like,
He
throw
pissed
that.
me off so much when we were playing Halo one day. I quite literally turned off my Xbox and walked away.
Epic
He's-
gamer moment number
pissing me off.
7.
He's pissing me off. And then like I came back in and he was like, "You good?" And I was like, "Don't talk to me." And then I saw him at school like the next day, and he's like, "You good?" I'm like, "Seriously, don't talk to me."
Lucas, I see you have a note here that says story time versus early 2000s animation.
Oh yeah. I was just kind of spitballing ideas.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of videos now, the storytime animation that you guys probably know about, but they're basically
Like the Odd Ones Out?
semi-animated. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Odd
Like
Ones
Odd
Out,
Ones Out.
Jaden's animation, that type
Odd
of stuff.
Ones Out is pretty good. Rest of them, I think, are they're kind of there. Compared to other animation earlier in the day, I hate them. Not gonna lie, I'm a boy who's grown up on stuff like Newgrounds and like older, like just big animation shit. I'm not gonna act like Newgrounds is some like place where some holy land, but like that's where a lot of people got their like career start for animation and shit. And seeing the new animation crowd now is just kind of insulting because it's people talking about how they were robbed when someone bumped into them, but then like before they were like really good animation stuff like Harry Partridge or even like Oni or like I think of what else, like some of Ego Raptor stuff. There's just a whole thing where people were making these dumb cartoons where based off of like 2 jokes, and it was a whole thing, and I loved it. And now it's just the same thing. And it's
All of-
not even animation.
Like, I will agree with you with that, Lucas. My thing is, all I'm gonna say is better. It's better to have like people do storytime animations where they're actually like showing their ability to like animate and do cool things, where it's not just like the early 2010s where it was a COD gameplay in the
I'm
background.
not going to act like the early 2000s were perfectly fine and nothing was wrong. Do you know how many Epic Gamer parodies there were?
Dude,
Remember
like a
Shane
boss.
Dawson back then?
He's
We don't
still
need
a
to
thing.
talk about
I know.
it.
I know
He's
he's
still
I know
a
he's still a
thing.
thing. But no,
He made a
but, like,
movie.
But back
It was bad.
It
back
wasn't good.
then, he made like the parody music videos and stuff. And then there's like that clip that I see every once in a while from one of his videos that's like a parody of literally he created Little Tay, but like back then with the girl that was like 13 years old and pregnant, and she goes, "My favorite flavor of popsicle is dick."
My name's Gabby. I'm 12 years old, and I'm pregnant as fuck.
I love it. Like that's
When I'm
like
bored,
that's
I
just so
drink
funny.
dog pee.
I love it.
Yeah,
But
no. I made a back real quick thing about Shane Dawson.
you're
Like
good.
my friend, like I'm friends with a lot of girls because gay not gay. That's in the lore.
No, definitely gay.
Episode
Definitely.
13, boys. Let's get rolling.
Stay tuned for episode
Anyway.
13, the Olor.
It's me.
But so
Keep going.
my some female friends of mine were like talking about Shane Dawson one day, and I was like, he's still relevant, and they're like, oh yeah, totally, and like he still gets a lot of views, and like he's gotten a lot better, but like I remember like a couple months ago he like someone called him out, I think it was Bobby Burns is the guy's name
Yeah.
with the crazy hair and stuff, and
Yep.
was like, Shane Dawson, like you made really good stuff, and now you're just like shitting out garbage. And Shane was like, thank you, like thank you for calling me out. He goes, I didn't enjoy anything I made, I just made it for views.
For a really
like-
long time, he was doing like food stuff, and then he did all his
does some-
conspiracy videos, which were really
The
good.
conspiracy theory views were really bad. Like those were the ones my friends watched, and I was like, I can't stomach these.
I know it's
Like
it's
I
it's
love
kind
my
of
friends
funny
and all,
because like
but oh my god, they
he-
were so bad.
he totally fell out of relevancy for me because like it just I don't know, just like
He fell out of
I knew him-
relevancy for me until like this time last year.
I know like him from like the absurd stuff he used to do, but then I just like I
like
just
in the Ray
didn't-
William Johnson era.
Yeah, I didn't like watching it
We don't.
all that much all the time, so like it just kind of fell out of relevancy. And then like I heard people talking about him, and I was like, I didn't even know like he was really still doing stuff. And then I looked at his content and I'm like, this is so much different than what it was before. It's crazy. But his longer form stuff, like the one on Jeffree Star that came out like semi recently, it's really good.
Yeah,
Like those
I
are
think he's
really
a-
fun. I like him he's so funny to me. Like
he's a good person.
I love that guy. But like
He's a good person.
it
He
was
bought Bobby Burns
yeah.
a Jeep.
it's pretty good.
He bought Bobby Burns a Jeep. Like that's crazy.
My point is, early 2000s animation had stuff that tried. Stuff like Madness Combat. What else is there? Like a bunch of other stuff that was just animated very, very well. A lot of stuff going on all at once. Original ideas. Sometimes it'd be video game parodies, but it was like actually trying instead of what if Mario ate mushrooms and he got high. Like it was like,
weed.
dude, but like, yeah, and now it's just 2 frames of moving, and they're not drawn horribly, but like it's not animation. You know what has more animation than that? The Captain Underpants books that have the like flip-oramas back and forth.
Don't talk shit on
Like,
this.
I am not. I'm saying those are better because I love those books.
You know what books were amazing?
Rant done.
Diary
Let's talk
of a
about something
Wimpy
else.
Kid.
Those were good. I
fantastic.
could read through those in like a day because I
know,
enjoyed
they
the
were
drawing and
awesome.
I
content.
think they were really well made for like their targeting and
Yeah.
stuff. Like
They
they were
were.
targeted. They knew exactly who they were. Like what was the guy, Jeff Kinney, I think it was, who wrote. He probably still writes them. I
It
think.
seemed less like an adult writing like a kid and more just a kid writing like
Yeah,
that. There were
it
bits
was
and
really
pieces,
well
but, you know,
targeted. I liked it. I think they
it
were
was done well.
like I don't think like obviously they weren't meant to be like challenging books to read. They're just meant to be like silly little things that like we're trying to relate to stuff you did at that age.
Relatively well, they did.
Yeah, like
There was
remember
a
that
no-
time we tried to make a haunted house like when they did in Diary of a Wimpy Kid?
Remember that time that your dad wanted you to go to boot camp to get in shape, but then you actually don't because
Remember
he like,
that
helps you?
time
in the
our
thing.
older brother had a band called Loaded Diaper, except
Loaded
it was
diaper.
Loaded
Dipper.
It's diaper.
Loaded Dipper because it had
There's
the
umlauts.
yeah, Loaded Dipper.
There was a thing at like high school when my brother was going or something, and apparently the people were wearing makeup for Roderick because they removed Roderick from the movies.
Oh yeah, they made
In
him
high
Asian.
school?
Yeah.
They made him Asian.
They like they
The actor
they
for
replaced-
Roderick, they changed him.
Yeah, they replaced Roderick. So like, there's a really good hashtag for a while that was hashtag not my Roderick.
Yeah, no, that was it. My brother was telling me about that, and I couldn't tell if it was a joke or not.
Yeah,
Okay, like
they just
I'm all
they
for-
just replaced the actor and like it's horrible. It's so funny.
Miguel,
okay,
I
I'm
love you
Googling
if you're
shit
listening
right
to
now.
this, but if you're not gonna look back in 20 years
Basically,
and
so
think, I'm really glad I
if you
did
imagine
this.
Roderick from the first movie, and then in the subsequent movies, imagine Edna from The Incredibles, and then that's Roger, but tall.
Edna.
It's
Oh
good.
my god, I'm seeing the comparison.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Copy image. Let me paste it right in here.
Make it the thumbnail.
thumbnail. No, okay, like
Oh, no.
I'm all for diversity in movies, but like
We gotta
you
make
can't
Rodrick
just
black.
there's a picture that says hashtag #notmyrodrick.
Yeah,
He
I'm
looks
telling
like
you,
a
it's so good.
bootleg Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, he does.
Oh my
Gee,
god.
Rodrick
Yeah,
wearing
he looks like
metal
my
t-shirts.
my roommate's older brother looks kind of like Keanu Reeves, and I call him Keanu Reeves all the time.
John Wick the prequel. John Wick hates his parents.
John Wick has a band.
Yeah,
That's
I don't really know why
crazy.
I remember the actor that was the
No,
first Roderick.
it was a whole thing.
He
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
posted about it, and he was like,
Why'd he get cut?
yeah, I don't remember.
I don't know. He joined some other stuff. He's in the show like the 100 or something.
But it
Probably
also
tweeted
it
something
also kind
stupid.
of sucks because no, I don't think he did anything bad. They just wasn't in the
Got someone
movies.
else. He did other
But-
thing.
The kid who's like the main character, like they literally filmed like the first movie, just the first one, maybe the first and second one, but then he immediately became like 5 years older. You know,
Yeah.
he hit puberty at like right as they start making the movies, so like all of a sudden he's just like older.
They had to like mesh
Well,
in
yeah,
a
come on,
bunch
they
of
have to.
events from other books into like one movie, but they weren't in order. Like there were little gags from the second book put in the movie of like the third book or the first book or something, and it wasn't in order, and it was really good.
That's crazy.
And then the chubby kid,
Oh, people
Rowley.
are screaming.
yeah, in the movie, he's like, I'm pretty sure he's like, he like got taller and way skinnier now, and he's
I
in
think
some other
so.
stuff.
Yeah. What's our timestamp at, Max?
We're at about 42 minutes, I think.
All right, so I'm gonna do my album of the week thing.
Yes.
So, y'all already know. I mean, it'll have been out for like 2 weeks now, at this point. But Iridescence by Brockhampton.
Yes.
So freaking good. Long awaited. So good. It's different from their other stuff. It's a lot more feelsy, got a lot more emotion into it. But it's still really good. It's got just so many it's like a mesh of straight bangers.
Where the Cash At is an absolute banger.
Yeah, we got Where the Cash At. It's so good. It's a banger. You got Jover. You got Honey. You got bangers like that. They're so good. But then you balance that with things like San Marcos and Tanya that just have these like moody,
Hi, Tanya.
feelsy.
They got trumpets and violins and some stuff,
It's
and it's
so
just
good. It
cozy
gets you in the
shit.
feels.
I'm not listening.
It's so good. I ordered it on cassette and everything to play on my Kenwood KX328 cassette recorder that I haven't used yet, that I bought for $5 at a flea market. But I'm really excited for it. I'm really excited. The album's out. Like I said, Where the Cash At, like Lucas said, so good.
What's the album
Jover,
again?
so good. What'd you say?
What's the album again?
Iridescence by Brockhampton.
There you
It's got a picture of Joba pregnant on the front in the thermal camera. But
Can
yeah,
you see the baby?
Oh.
no,
Lame.
but it's so good.
Do you want
It's
to know?
so good.
Do you want to know my album of the day? And
What is
by
it, Max?
and by day, I mean just the album I was obsessing over today again.
Which one?
Vocabularies by Bobby McFerrin.
So good.
It's so good.
So-
If you have not listened to that freaking album, do yourself a favor, and I guarantee you, at least once in every single track, you will get shivers down your spine / goosebumps. Because
That's like
it's
the
so good.
greatest, isn't it? When a
It's
song
so
is that good.
It's
Do you
so
know what-
good.
It's like
There's
movies that do that. that are
Do you know what
awesome.
song does that to me?
What?
The opening sax intro of Gaucho by Steely Dan.
Oh my god!
It's so smooth. It's so funky.
I think-
It's so good.
Honestly, it's the drum fill for me. It's like the second he hits the bass drum, that's just
In
you
Gaucho,
can hear it kind of rumbly. It just every time it just makes my heart
Steely
like
Dan's
have
so
that,
good.
that like
There's
Flutter.
also the guitar solo of Peg from Steely Dan that also gets me every time.
Yeah,
Just
that's
when he
good.
just rips it. It's so good.
Everything about the song Peg is the greatest thing in the world.
The horns are just right in it.
yeah. test.
It's like one of my top Steely Dan songs for sure.
Oh, for sure.
And like the
For
bass
sure.
line is just so good. The bass line to that one, and then the bass line to Green Earrings is like
Yeah.
Green Earrings is hard as fuck, but I used to be able to play it.
Have
I don't
you
think I
guys
can play it from
seen-
memory.
Have you guys seen that documentary on the making of the album Asia?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. I watched the clip about the peg making recently and how the bassist was like, they didn't want me to play slap bass, so I played slap bass.
Yeah.
He goes, it was really big at the time. They didn't want to be like too mainstream. So like
I
but he's
just
like
snuck it
but
in there.
He's
He
like, I
said
snuck it in there.
He
He goes
turned away from them and just played
and put
slap.
like a wall up.
Yeah.
He literally put a wall up. But I think it's just
And then there's
like-
Bernard Purdy that's like, he's like, they didn't want me to play a shuffle, so I played the Purdy shuffle because it's kind of like a shuffle, but it's also not a shuffle. And then he also brought in signs when he first got there that said, "You done did it. You done hired the hit maker," which is so good.
Yeah. And yeah, no, Steely Dan's an amazing band. I mean, obviously, rest in peace, Walter Becker. Gone too soon.
Should have an episode. where
They're
we
like
talk
still
about music.
touring.
We can have can we have a Steely Dan tribute episode, guys?
There's,
I'm not gonna know anything to say, but you guys go for it. I'll go to
There's-
the bathroom the whole time.
They're still
Lucas
touring.
is peeing the entire time. Just randomly, you turn your mic on, and you just hear a stream pouring into a toilet.
When a guy's gotta go, it's Steely Dan episode.
There's
Sorry, you were saying.
they're still touring, and like
Yeah, Walter Becker, or not Walter Becker, Donald Fagen is.
yeah, and my sister when I was in New York, she was like, "Oh, I was trying to get Dad to come up for, to New York when they're here, but it's blah 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 blah." And I was like, I wouldn't want to do that though, because I got to see them when they're both still alive, and I just, like,
wish I had.
I don't want to see it.
Yeah. No, speaking of concerts and stuff, and touring, so Bob Seger's doing his farewell tour. And so my dad and I saw Bob
Oh,
Seger when
hold
I was
on.
like,
Okay, no, you're good.
Holding.
Sorry.
okay. So my dad and I saw Bob Seger when I was like 15, and it was the most amazing night of our lives. Like Bob Seger is an amazing person on stage. I love him and I love all his music. And so I text my dad. I'm like, "Hey, Dad, Bob Seger's going on a farewell tour. The closest to either of us is in Buffalo, New York, in January." And he stops. My dad's like, "All right, text me the date so like I know when it is, because there's a good chance I will drive out so we can go to that concert together."
That's some dedication to Bob Seger right there.
Dude, Andy,
Well, Buffalo's not that far from here, actually.
it's only an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's not
it
bad
is-
for you, but it's
Oh,
not
for him,
great-
it's
not-
like
not
10
great
hour-
for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you got like Bob Seger on stage was so beautiful, like it was amazing. Mid concert, he adjusted his belt in front of all of us because he was like, "Oh shit, this stuff's tight," and had to loosen it. It was
Well, a year from now, Donnie, you have a place to stay in New York City, and I will go see Wolfpack again.
yeah. I will. I'm gonna actually do that probably when I have money for a plane ticket to New York City.
Because we can both crash on a couch. It's a
Yeah.
well, I'll probably still have the same apartment, but it's like a big L couch. We can both.
Ooh, I have one of those.
Wow, me too.
Wow, Andy.
Like, Donnie,
Sounds
you
like-
Whoa,
steal
dude,
my furniture, I do.
Yeah. Oh, back to Vocabularies by Bobby McFerrin. Just so you guys know, he's the guy who did "Don't Worry, Be Happy."
But
Yeah, it's
don't
not Bob
expect
Marley
to hear
everybody
that.
says.
Yeah.
All right.
No, it is the basses on those tracks literally make
Yeah,
me.
listen to it with good headphones. Don't do it on your laptop speakers. All right.
But you can do it on your iPhone speakers.
No, you can't. Please, never do that. All right, we should be wrapping it up.
We're like
Alright, before you
iPhone
tap it.
decks.
All right, so pretend this is like the last step at like a sandwich making station, and you got
yes, of
like
course.
a tortilla, right? And we're wrapping
But
it
it's
up.
a sandwich making station. Oh wait, no, wraps are technically
Yeah,
sandwiches.
but
I
they're
want-
sandwiches.
The
They are.
burger.
I mean, they're
Yeah.
gonna be at the okay. Let me just get to what I'm.
We'll continue this discussion next
Okay,
time. I'll
so
put it in
hold
the
on.
notes.
So hold on. So if we're wrapping up the tortilla, we're wrapping up our wrap. I leave you with this question: would you like it toasted, and would you like it cut in half?